things happen, but it's about picking yourself up and giving it another run. I've had some other businesses. Actually, my best friend in the world, Brandon Brooks, and we had a pretty profitable and successful commercial lot cleaning business where we cleaned big vacant lots and got rid of their weeds and their debris and things so that the city and the county wouldn't fine you for fire hazards and trash on your big empty pieces of dirt. And we were very profitable at that business, and we were very, very good at it. But at the same time, my partner, Brandon, he's a full-time cotton farmer. We all understand, or maybe you don't, that's a 7-day-week job for sure. And then I was growing my business, and I literally spent days at a time on a John Deere tractor plowing a field or stalk cutting some weeds down, and that wasn't the best use of my time. And then the priorities come. We got to pay the bills, so we both have our full-time jobs. And then guess what gets bumped down to the not to say the very bottom, but towards the bottom of the priority list was that business. And again, it wasn't a failure. We decided to close it up at the end of a calendar year because we were having to renew our insurance for the next year, and it was a pretty penny, and we both sat back and said, hey, this was fun, and this definitely has some potential, but at the end of the day, we've got to provide for our families, and we have full-time jobs where our time and efforts need to go, and maybe we'll revisit this down the road when our personal lives have freed up some time, and I don't know when that will happen. Maybe 18 years from now, I'm guessing, when my kids are grown and gone. But so again, you guys, there's a takeaway from it, and we learned a lot of valuable life lessons, a lot of valuable business lessons, just a lot of lifeness lessons from my first Kool-Aid stand to my lawn service with my best friend growing up named Colby Waters, and us having my grandfather purchase a lawnmower for us, and we paid him back installments of a loan until we paid it off in full, to the restaurant, to my first career as a mortgage officer, my second career as a financial advisor and a stockbroker, and now my current career as a realtor, right? Like, I haven't been doing one thing my whole life. You adapt, you change, life happens, and you got to focus on what you're best at. And unfortunately, right now, Lifeness isn't one of those things that I am the best at. But again, it doesn't mean that it's not going away. There's a lot of things that go through your life and your business and your lifeness, you guys. And the bottom line is, what are we going to learn from it? What are we going to take away from it? What are we going to share with the friends and the family that are close to us that maybe everyone else can learn from when they get down and out and they get discouraged and they didn't get that job or they didn't get that house or whatever it is? What are the takeaways, you guys? The glass is half full. There's always a bright side to a cloudy day. And let's try to find it. Stay tuned to this short break. We're going to wrap it up here just shortly with the last segment of Lifeness. Thanks. I'm here with the best mortgage guy in Arizona, Kelly McCurdy, talking about the truths and myths in short sales and foreclosures. Kelly, tell our listeners some good news.
Hey, Logan, we're so excited to announce that we can provide a client with an FHA mortgage 3 years after a foreclosure, 3 years after a short sale. And for our VA clients that probably served our country, we can provide them with a mortgage 2 years after a short sale and 2 years after a foreclosure.
Wow, that's awesome. Give Kelly McCurdy a call, 602-615-4881. Again, 602-615-4881 to find out how, and tell him Logan sent you. All right. Thanks again, Mr. Kelly McCurdy, with now Pinnacle Capital Mortgage. Good for you. Congratulations. Hey, that's some lifeness for you. My friend Kelly just got a brand new, amazing opportunity, and he had been working on this for years and hadn't settled for some of the other opportunities he had because he knew there was something better out there, and he definitely applied some lifeness in that decision-making. So thanks, Kelly McCurdy, for being a proud sponsor of Lifeness and Logan Hall Homes and my business. And also a big shout-out to Striventa. Striventa is our in-house business solutions company. Check them out at striventa.com. It's spelled STRIVENTA. V as in Victor, ENTA.com. If you guys are looking for some help on a website or some marketing or help on your search engine optimization, any pay-per-click campaigns, or just really want to step back and see what you can do for your business to help grow your business, they are a full business solutions company. I know they just hired another employee this week, so they're just continuing to grow to be able to provide a lot of different business solutions to everyone out there. So again, please check them out, Striventa.com. We are here at our Striventa.com studios. Big thanks to my man Jake, my producer over here. He's been my right-hand man for the last couple months right here in Lifeness. And then also a very big shout-out to Mr. James Allen, who's pretty much been the other half of the heart and soul of Lifeness pretty much from day one, and all the heart and sweat and blood and tears he's put into it. And then also a big shout-out to Mr. Jim Sharp, who's also been my mentor from day one, who I recorded my first demo with. So you guys are in the Lifeness side of it. Let's kind of turn this around and talk about some things that I've grown over the last 18 months and I'm very proud of. And I hope that you, and this isn't a bragging list, these are just some things that some accolades and some things that I've grown to become a part of that I'd love to encourage you to try to get out there and try to be more active in anything you can do. You guys all know I'm a very proud member of the West Valley Mavericks, westvalleymavericks.com. We're a group of young philanthropic men in the Southwest Valley. Our 4 C's are community, commerce, culture, and charity. We raised over $105,000 for charity last year. A bulk of that went to Phoenix Children's Hospital. We have a few other charities that we support, and we're really looking to double that this year. If you guys ever see anything with the West Valley Mavericks logo on it or ever hear of any of our events, whether it's our Flavors of the West Culinary Festival, our Patriot Golf Tournament, any of these special things, please try to get involved. I'm also very proud to say I'm an official Make-A-Wish grantor, which is really cool, you guys. A few weeks ago I shared that I got to go out on my first Make-A-Wish call to meet with a seriously ill kid, and it was me and another girl who's been with Make-A-Wish for a while, and we got to go in the house, and we brought the girl some toys and some donuts and got to hang out with mom and dad and the sister and get to know a little bit about this young girl and the trials and things she's been going through, and that she still had a smile on her face at the end of the day. And that's a very, very special, rewarding thing to me. Our guest last week on the show, Margie Bonds with the Military Assistance Mission of Arizona, very near and dear charity, close to my heart. Please support them. Young Life, Mr. Corey Beal, just a great organization. Everybody knows about Young Life, Boys and Girls Club, Tyler Martinez. I mean, there's a list of people, and if I forget you, I apologize. Justin and Jamie Clark with the Honey Foundation. There's just a list of great people who've come on to the show. Billy Hobbs with Heart for the City. And, a big thank you to all the people out there who've participated in making Lifeness as special as it is and as awesome as it is. And, I'm a big part of Lifeness, but I also feel Lifeness is much, much better when I've got an excellent guest in here. We had Billy, the Bronx kid, in his story about drugs, sex, alcohol, and gambling, and then redemption and turning his life around and making the most of it. I mean, we've really had some really special, awesome guests on the show. We've had a few Hall of Fame NFL players. We've got a future Hall of Famer in Luis Gonzalez who's been on the show. And, man, what an awesome experience that I've had to be able to bring some people like that into the studio and get them to open up and share their lifeness with you guys. And so we can all learn from some other people who are really in it to win it and have very little of that selfish, idealistic, it's all about me attitude within them, and it's more of a collaborative synergy and camaraderie and, scratch each other's back and that golden rule, do unto others as they would have do unto you. And that's a big thing, you guys, is the people that you are close with in your life, is maintaining those relationships and continuing to grow them and being there for people when they go through some difficult times. And, whether it's the loss of a loved one or a dog, or you get sick or you lose your job, or you get divorced, or you get in a car accident, or you find out that you're sick, and all these different things, we've all been there. We've all done that. We've all had people in our lives very close to us go through things. And how special is it to be there for them and to maybe have some good positive words of encouragement, maybe because you listen to a little bit of a Lifeness episode, or you go to the goodnewsnetwork.org and only watch good news and these sorts of things. And, I guess, you guys, the big takeaway from all of this is make the most of the life you have. We've talked about this before. It's, one life to live. There's a cheesy soap opera that used to have that title, but it's a very true factual saying in our life. We're not sure what happens after our life here on planet Earth is done. Most of us tend to believe that there's a bigger, better, brighter spot up there with the big man where you get to hang around and wear cool, bright white clothes and bounce from clouds and stuff like that. We'll see what what brings us when that day comes. But guess what? Until then, you really need to do the best with what you have today. It'd be a very big shame when you're on the last days of your life and you're looking back and, wishing that you would have changed a whole lot of things. And certainly, we've all got some things that maybe we wish we would have done a little bit differently and, try to not have any regrets on them. But certainly there are some things that we wish we would have done differently. But hey, if you have faith in the way that the world is supposed to work and karma and the big man upstairs does what he does for a reason, is that everything that's gone on in your life, good, bad, indifferent, has happened for a reason. You may never know what that reason is. You really may never know that. But if you believe that there is a bigger force out there, whether it's karma or, a spiritual being, or you just think that there's something else out there, just go out there and live the best life you can all day, every day. And certainly we'll have our ups and downs. You've heard me refer to my term that life happens. It's not at the points where life is great and bliss and we're just got a megaphone and telling everyone about how awesome our life is. Because that's easy. That's like catching a good wave, right? There's not much you got to do to make it all the way into the shore. You're on that thing, it's going to take you. But guess what happens when life isn't going that way? That's where you're really tested as far as your fortitude and your tenacity and your ambition level to trudge through, to get through those low points. Life is kind of a roller coaster. We've got those big highs and those big lows, and it's not a matter of how you're performing when life is great. It's more of a matter of how are you performing when life isn't great. And what are the steps you're making to try to make some improvements and make it better for yourself and the ones around you? And, I personally have made some very huge strides in my life over the last 18 months, and I've gotten rid of a few things in my life that did nothing but hinder me and my family and my effectiveness to be a great man, a great husband, a great father, and just a great human being that the big man put me here to be. And, I'm very proud to share that with you guys and hope that you guys can learn and live from that. And, when you get knocked down, dust yourself off and stand up and run again. If you get bumped off the car or the wagon, get back on it. You get punched in the face, get a black eye, get back up in that ring and stick around for another round. And in between the rounds, sit there and try to strategize on how the next round is going to happen, and that you don't get knocked down. Maybe you take a couple punches, but you're able to stay standing. And, I guess the last thing I'm going to close this show up with is it's never too late to hit the reset button. Whether it's in your whole grand scheme of things in life or if it's just what's happening right now in that minute or in that hour or in that day. You're having a bad day. Woe is me. I got a speeding ticket. I ran out of gas. I spilled coffee on my shirt, and I found a bug in my burrito at the Berto's place. Woe is me. Well, woe is you, but let's take the bright side of it, you guys. The glass is half full, and make the most of it, and try to live the best life you can, and live that golden rule, and just be the best person you can be, you guys. And I really, really do appreciate all of you. I love all of you for listening and helping me grow as a person. And if anything, I've certainly learned and grown from Lifeness and will continue to grow and learn from Lifeness. And when Lifeness does come back on the air, we'll certainly let you all know through social media, through text messages, things of these sort. And again, I just really want to sincerely thank our sponsors, and Jake and James and Ryan with Striventa and Century 21 Northwest, my parent company, for building this studio for me and giving me the support, and my wife, who stuck it through all these ups and downs with this show and the financial burden that it's put on our lifestyle, because I have spent just short of $30,000 trying to finance this show over 18 months. And hey, you know what? This is not a failure. This is not a loss. This is a win. This is a win-win situation for everyone, whether this is your first time listening or if you listen to every show. I